What's up, guys? This is my EDC. This is my Springfield XDM Elite 3.8 compact 9mm. A little backstory on this. I've always, like my other video, I've always carried 45s my whole life. Both my grandpas were in Vietnam. And so my dad always drove into my head, plus them, that you need knockdown power, you need a bigger bullet, you need a 45. Put them on their ass with the first shot, all that rhetoric, which I always believed. And I always thought I'd have an issue with like one or two people, maybe trying to rob me, maybe trying to start shit with me. After 2019, I saw groups of people robbing people. I saw groups of people beating people, killing people. And I just kind of came to the fact that I need more capacity. I need more rounds. I need to be able to shoot faster. I need to be able to get back on target faster. And I'm not good enough with a 45 to do that. So I went to 9mm, especially after talking to one of my buddies. He's been a firearms instructor for the Air Force for, I don't know how many years, probably at least 10. And we had talked about it, and he pretty much said with 9mm technology, the expansion on these bullets are not what they were 15 years ago. So I went down a rabbit hole and I was trying to find the best 9mm I could find to carry. I'm not good with a Glock. The grip angle throws me off. I can't hit shit with them. Didn't try hard enough to get good at them either, but didn't like the Glock. I was looking at the FN 509. I mean, aesthetically, it just looks like a brick. Feels like a brick in my hand. I didn't like it, and all my guns before, not all, but majority of my guns were Springfield XDs. I had a couple 45s, I had an XDS, I had an XD, Mod 2, I believe. I had an XDM 40 back when the 40s were all the rage years ago, and that fad kind of fell away. So I'm kind of familiar with them. So finally I landed on the XDM. It came with the Dragonfly optic, which was kind of a new thing at the time. This is a couple years ago. I think I paid $800 for this gun. Wasn't cheap. Took it to the range, tried to sight in the Dragonfly. It was not right. It would not adjust. It just kept shooting farther and farther to the left. So I had to send it out. They sent me a new one 3 months later after they determined theirs was junk. Not a great optic either. But then I had blown discs out in my neck by that time. Had complete weakness on the left side of my body. So shooting wasn't really a practical thing at that point. Got through all that, a year later. Took this gun back in to the range, started shooting it, and I'll be honest, I just hated it. I hated the trigger. It was so snappy for a 9mm. I just did not expect it. And, now I'm in this position where it's like, do I get rid of it? Well, shit, it's only worth like $300 to the gun shop if I'm lucky, and I've got $800 in it. I like the look of the Springfield Echelons. Do I really want to lose a bunch of money on this gun and turn around and buy that gun? Maybe I should have. I didn't. I ended up just upgrading this one. So, the springs in this thing's a pain in the ass. I have big dumb fingers. Trying to do all this was not easy. If you got big dumb fingers like me, get a little skinny pair of pliers. It made my life way easier. So what I did was took this gun and I made it better. So I went with the Powder River Precision trigger kit. Came with a black aluminum trigger. I will check to make sure it's clear so everybody can see it. Mag is clear. We'll stick this in there just because it looks nice. Black aluminum trigger with their Elite kit. That kit came with a reduced weight trigger spring, competition and lightened striker spring, reduced grip safety spring, reduced striker safety spring, extended grip safety spring, I say that twice. Then it came with a striker safety lever, came with a new light and sear, and came with a new sear spring. Did all that. I put the competition trigger spring in, but I didn't do the competition. They come with 2 of each, so you can pick which ones to do. So whatever combo you come up with is supposed to be a 3.5 pound trigger pull to a 4-pound trigger pull. I did not go with the competition striker spring. This is my EDC. It's supposed to, my life's supposed to depend on it. So I went with their other spring, just so I don't have any light primer strikes. Went with that. I ended up with about, it was, I don't know, it's about 3.5 to 4 each time. It's pretty consistent. It's night and day better trigger. It's just, it's great. Very, very small. I mean, these usually have a long travel, short wall. I mean, it's crisp. It's nothing like it was before. It's way better. Went with that, and then I did PRP's extended safety grip. That's nice, just so I get into it. I'm not gonna hang up and not have a fire when I need it. And then they have the reduced weight spring in this guy as well, so it's easier to push in. Then I went with PRP's. Another thing I didn't like, the mag release button. This thing was very small. I had to really shove my thumb in it to get it in. So I went with their 0.15 extended mag release. Maybe too big. Maybe I should have went with one under it, but I mean, it's just nice. It's easy to get into. I like it. From there, that's the trigger kit that I came up with. Like I said, pain in the ass, but worth it. I have the Go Gun USA thumb rest. This is it replaces the takedown lever. It took me like months to get this thing because it was out of stock, but it's just having a little gun like this. It's nice to just really be able to get your thumb on that and keep that barrel down. So then also because of the muzzle flip on it, I sent it out to Southwest Precision, and they did their shoot flat porting system in it. And then he coated this in armored black when he was done with it. Looks really nice. He did a really good job. Cut that window out real nice. I mean, got into my emblem a little bit, but I don't really care. That is that for those parts. And then going into it, let me do this off camera so nobody can see it. Yeah, we'll go with, I'm running a 407K green dot on this guy. I don't know if you can pick that up. Where's she at? There she is. And then I have the optic cover on it, optic guard cover on it, and then I have their glare guard on it. Especially shooting a ported gun, everything comes out the top, so your window will get dirtier faster. Plus it protects from any shell. If it pops out and hits your glass, it protects it from that too. Keeps it cleaner, protects it. When I keep this on me, my glass isn't getting beat up on like my jeans or my belt or hitting anything. So I really like these. I've got them on all my guns. I love them, honestly. I would suggest them for sure. So let me pull this apart. Okay. So everything there is normal for the most part. When I change out everything back here, I went through with a scuff pad and some 2000 wet sandpaper with gun oil, and I cleaned all the coating off the rails so everything runs smoother on it. Keep it well lubed. I believe it makes a difference on everything. I also I mirror polished that, and then I mirror polished all this as well. So then looking here, I have the DPM recoil reduction system. This is kind of interesting. It's replaces your stock one, and what this does is basically has a softer recoil spring for when the slide comes back. Then the recoil spring is heavier when it drives it forward. So now when you shoot your gun, you come back up, well, that spring driving it forward is harder, so it's actually pushing your slide faster. So it is putting your gun back on target faster without you having to drive it down with your hand. It's interesting. It definitely works. This gun, with everything I've done to it, for what it is now compared to what stock is, a night and day difference. I honestly love this thing. I got a lot of money in it, I'm not gonna lie, but this is what I carry on me, and it's dependable. It always fires. I can get back on target. My dot races up and down and not side to side and all over the place. Like, I've really got a handle of this thing. The thumb rest makes a big difference. This recoil system makes a big difference. I actually had the other spring in it originally, and it was actually overdriving me. So I would shoot on target, and then my second shot would go under the target. So it was actually driving over. I think this is the softer spring I went with, and it's perfect for what it is. I'm very, very happy with it for a gun that I did not like when I bought it. From then to now, it's a night and day difference. So I know these aren't really out there as much. I know a lot of people went with the Echelons, but if you guys have one of these, this is something I would definitely do. Okay, so as far as that, magazine wise, this is usually what I carry. Full grip on it. I don't like how this separates, but I glued this to the magazine to where it sits in one spot. Usually it would slide up and down on it, and I didn't like that. Also, I am running the Talon Grip Pro. I used to have a sandpaper grip on this from them, and I love how it sticks to my hands, but it also sticks to your shirt, and it'll stick to your jacket. And if I'm trying to pull my shirt up to get to this, it kept grabbing it. So I went to these, the Pro Grip, which is like a sandpaper and like a rubber kind of thing. I don't know. I like it. It's nice. It's still very grippy. If my hands get wet, they still stick to it. It almost makes it stickier. So it's actually quite nice. I'm like addicted to these now. This or some form of gripper on all my guns anymore. So that is the 18 rounder there. This is the little guy. I'm really trying to conceal it so you can't see it. I got big hands. My pinky's still right on that guy. So that's kind of why I wanted this gun too, because I could conceal it better. But I ended up using this more than this, just for more rounds. This only holds 13. And then I have a Terran Tactical extension, +5. So now this guy can hold 22. So I don't carry this, but I keep this mag on me as a backup mag. So I have 18 in this guy, 22 in this guy. That should be plenty for anything that's going to happen. So that is all that. And then I will show you what I carry with. So I had a rotator cuff surgery. Tore my rotator cuff doing push-ups out of all the things in the world. So basically I couldn't pick my arm up for months, and it kind of got me back into shooting and got me obsessed with shooting more than getting back into it. I went with this Houdini holster because the idea of this guy is you go in it and you have this split in the top, and then if you need to, you can pull it this way or out. So I had to modify this because nobody was making a holster for this. One company was, I think it's Custom Kydex Creations or Insane Kydex Creations, but it was like $120 for a holster. I had this guy already, but basically had a rotator cuff surgery, so I got this so it was easier to pull out than something with a lot of retention. That's what I was trying to get at. So I modified this. I put some popsicle sticks I layered up and put it in here, heated it up with a heat gun, put the gun in there, tried to press everything, tried to keep everything so I didn't lose the shape of it. Actually turned out really nice. So I was kind of carrying this more on my hip, on the inside of my pants, which I've always kind of done, but I don't like how it doesn't conceal very well. So I wanted to start appendix carrying, but I don't have flat abs like, you know, everybody else. So I did something a little different. I took this holster. There's a company out there called Fat Tack Holsters, and what he does is he makes basically, it's a hole, you have holes all the way down on this side. So you can usually, you can adjust it where you want it, but you can drop it in your pants farther if you've got a gut. So I kind of copied his idea. I took my holster, I took some Kydex, I heated it up, shaped it to this, made this little piece. It's the carbon fiber. Screwed this into that, added the top of this. So now when this gun goes in my pants, that's backwards, it's up higher. It used to be here, now it's here. So really my handle sits right on my belt, so it's really far down. So when I sit down, it doesn't dig into my stomach. It works out great. You can't see it on me at all. It's awesome. I've always kind of had a complex of carrying it on my hip because I feel like everybody could see it. I'm a 250-pound guy. So I kind of felt like, you know, I'm like a sheriff walking into a grocery store and you can see my gun sticking off me no matter what jacket I'm wearing. You can always see it. It really always kind of bothered me because I'm not a big open carry kind of guy. I feel like if you have a gun, conceal it, because the last thing you want anybody to know is that you have it, because you will be the first target. If somebody knows somebody's going to do something bad and they see you with a gun, you're the first target. And then you've kind of ruined it for yourself and everybody else, because now you're the first guy that's going to get shot. That's just the way I see it. Other carries I have, holsters. This is an alien shapeshifter. With this guy, I mean, it works, but this is also hip holster, and like I said, it just sticks out on me too much anymore. I kind of went away from this. Also, this is a Black Hawk. I had to modify this for the optic, so it looks kind of goofy, but it works. Same thing though, it just sticks out like a sore thumb, even with a thick. So with this shapeshift holster, you can also flip this out to be an appendix holster too. These things pop out. Pretty cool little feature, but like I said, now with that gas pedal, it just digs in a little better when this thing slides in and out easily. So I kind of got away from this guy. I took their mag pouch mag holder, cut the bottom out of it. So I don't know, like a lot of these setups you see where people carry appendix, they have the one that's one piece with a mag holder also attached to the holster. I cut the bottom out of this, so now I can shove this all the way in because it's extended, and then I could put this on the left side of my pants, put the gun on the right side so it sits in there. Same idea. It was stuff I had. I didn't really want to spend $150 on a new holster, so this is what I came up with. My own way. Did that, and then I came across this guy. Neomag makes these. This is not a Neomag. I got this one on eBay. I think it was $15. Neomag sells these for like $70. It's a clip with 2 magnets in it. I'm all about supporting small businesses, but when it comes to that kind of stuff, I'd have paid $30 for it. But you guys, it just, shit gets ridiculous when people come up with something. So I bought this one off eBay. So your magazine goes here, clips on, stick it in your pocket, clips on the outside, boom, it's right there to pull and have. I like that a little better than keeping everything in the front of my pants. keep it a little more comfortable. So that is it for all my EDC stuff. I got this belt off Amazon. It's a gun belt. It ratchets. The whole thing will ratchet. It's really stiff, so everything sits on there very nicely. $15. I mean, I know Core and everybody makes really cool versions, but like at the end of the day, it's a belt. I'll pay money for a gun. I'll pay good money for parts that go in a gun. It's hard for me to pay a lot of money for things that don't make sense, and it's got to make sense. So this is everything I carry with. Clean my guns. I use a synthetic gun oil. The gun scrubber, if I really want to clean it all out anymore, I just spray it down with the gun oil, wipe everything down, wipe all the carbon out. I guess it's all laying around here. This stuff is SLP 2000, so the idea is it's super thick viscosity. It's supposed to have the same slickness as the other gun oil, but it's thicker, so you can put this on your rails and your ramps, smooth it out, and it'll sit on there instead of, you oil a gun and next thing you know, you got oil over the place. So everything kind of holds there nicely. I've been running this on my Mac 9. I go to the gun range every Sunday. I wipe everything down, I lube everything. This stuff's been great. I've always used this as the Lucas oil kind. I got a little pin needler so I can make it easier to apply. That's the main stuff I use. I clean the barrel out with a Hops Elite cleaner. I'll spray, I'll run through some patches through it, clean all the carbon out of there so we don't get any rust or anything. And then I'll usually take some gun oil and I'll run it through the bore. Make sure everything stays lubed and nothing rusts or nothing gets corroded. Everything stays nice forever. So these are tools. Go as much as you can to shoot your gun. Go make sure you're accurate with your gun. I think as guys, we get an ego and we think we're good at everything, and we're just not. I always had in my head that I was good enough with a gun until I got obsessed with it. Now that I go every Sunday, I am 100 times better than I was before. And I know a lot of people that say they're awesome at shooting and they come to the range and they can't hit shit. And imagine that in a situation where your heart's racing and bad things are happening. You're not going to hit shit. You're going to hit other people. So use this tool, train with it, protect your family, protect other people. This is what keeps you from being a victim. This is the equalizer. If your wife carries, teach her how to shoot. Don't just hand her a gun and expect her to figure it out. We all use this to protect ourselves. Nobody's going to come save you when you have seconds to react. So everybody just do what you got to do. Get better at it. Be confident with it. And thanks a lot. And then as far as what I carry, personal defense ammo in this gun. What I run in all my shorter 4-inch barrel guns is the Spear 124 plus Ps. Says like for short barrel guns. I don't know if that's bullshit or not. But the Spears seem to be one of the best ones. Bullet expansion and travel. They're great. Take them. Whatever you guys decide to run. I run 124 in all my ported and comp guns, but whatever bullets you decide you want to use, buy a box or two to just waste and run them through your gun. Make sure they shoot. Make sure every bullet goes through without hanging up. If you're going to depend on this with your life, make sure it's going to work and you're not going to just pull the trigger and it's going to click. I actually had a weird one. Usually shoot this gun quite often, but I hadn't shot it for a couple of months and I had been carrying it. And I actually took a buddy with me to the range, so I brought all the toys with me so he could shoot all my guns. And I went to pull the trigger and it did not click. And come to find out when they did the porting on this gun, I'm thinking when he cleaned the slide and cleaned all the coatings off, I had a bunch of stuff, it was almost like glue, in where my striker is in that chamber, and the striker was stuck in there like it had been super glued in there. So I had to pull it all apart. I ran basically like a drill with a Q-tip on the end, and I ran in and out of there with cleaner and make sure I cleaned all that out. So I don't know if it was from him, if he got something in there that turned it into like a pasty glue, or if it was for me cleaning my guns and getting stuff in the firing chamber from like where your pin comes out. I'm not really sure, but like I'm sure glad I didn't need this gun in that 2 month period, because I would have been better off beating him with it than shooting him with it. So always keep that in mind.